It's time to open up your eyes. What we advise will make you wealthy and wise. You can watch it from.
My name is Sheena, Ohlig. I am a personal trainer. I'm also a yoga instructor, and very proud to let everyone know that I'm an IFBB Pro Women's Physique competitor. I have been an athlete my entire life, and growing up in the area, I'm from Camden, born and raised, and if anyone is from the area, as I'm sure most of you are, you know the stigma that's attached to people who are born and raised in Camden, people who grow up in the inner city. And I used my skills as an athlete and my interest as an athlete, my drive as an athlete, to propel me beyond all the stigma, beyond the glass ceiling of what kids from Camden can achieve. And I earned a scholarship to attend the University of Memphis. So I was a track and field athlete, hurdles, high jump. And the only thing that I can say is I never had any intention of athletics being a part of my adult career. I just thought that it would get me through high school, get me through college, keep me, on the right track, keep me away from the streets and all of the other activities that you can get involved in as a young, number one, a young person in the inner city, but also as a young girl, because there are many things that girls face growing up in the inner city as well. So I don't want to say I kept my head in the books, because I had my party time in high school, but I had great friends, and I had great mentors, I had great teachers, and I had great coaches, and I was blessed, really blessed, to have earned a scholarship through college. So I was able to earn my degree, 2 degrees, international business, a bachelor's in international business and in foreign languages. And blessed to get that scholarship to make it through college, to get my degree, and to experience life outside of the city, life outside of New Jersey. Because not very many people travel away from New Jersey growing up in the inner city. They think, oh, okay, even if they do finish high school, it's okay, well, maybe get a job or maybe go on to college. And if they do go on to college, it's a local school, or maybe it's in Philadelphia or New York or Maryland. And I went all the way down to Memphis, Tennessee, and that's quite a ride. I drove home one crazy year. I would never do it again. It was literally maybe 17, 18 hours straight. So I think I was driving for like 6 hours, and I was still in Tennessee. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, one state cannot be this big. Because, in New Jersey, you can get from the top to the bottom of New Jersey in like 2 hours. Like, like nothing is more than maybe a half an hour away. All that to say, I had no intention of athletics being a part of my career as an adult. I said I was going to break through all of the stigma, and I was going to break through all the expectations or barriers that people had set, on people like me from the inner city. And I was going to get my degree, and I was going to work, and I was going to be a power businesswoman. I was going to have that power suit, I was going to have that briefcase, and I was going to come back with my cell phone, and I was going to show everybody that I was making all this money, and I was this, businesswoman. But I think what really turned the tables as an athlete in college was seeing how my knowledge of athletics and my knowledge of anatomy and physiology and how the body works was able to help other people. So I began training with the training staff and writing programs and learning about nutrition and learning about how certain exercises will promote you or help you do this on the track or help you do this on the basketball field. So I've always had an interest in the body and things like that. Once I got out of college, I was working in corporate America for maybe a year, and I learned very, very soon thereafter that it wasn't what I wanted to do. It was just very straight up and down. I didn't want to work. I was in a marketing firm in Memphis. Now, Memphis is like the international distribution hub of like the nation. So everything passes through Memphis, Tennessee. And I was working with an international marketing firm. This nice gentleman took me under his wing, was my mentor. He took me through all the trainings and all of the conferences, and he kind of really showed me what being in business was about, and I loved it. I was intrigued by it. My mind was like fed by it. I just ate it up, and I was pretty good at it. But what stood out the most to me was I was working for someone else. I was helping someone else's dream come to fruition. I was doing all of the footwork, all of the printing of the projects, and all of the research, and all of the emails, and all of the coffee runs, you know, for someone else, getting someone else's job done. And I respected it, and I appreciated the experience. I decided very shortly thereafter that it wasn't what I wanted to do. I came home. I said, if I'm going to be in Memphis, like just running and getting people's coffees and printing projects and responding to emails, I can do that in New Jersey and probably go up to New York or probably be in Philadelphia, someplace a little more fun, a little bit more fast-paced, because it was just country to me in Tennessee. I came home, started working. I excelled anywhere that I went. I was in accounting, I was in staffing, all of these things were just working for other people. And I realized that it just wasn't feeding me intellectually, and it wasn't feeding my soul. You hit the nail right on the head. The one thing that stayed constant was my involvement in athletics, in sports, in coaching, in giving back to the community, and working with nonprofits, and being athletic, just being active, nutrition, learning about different, nutritional plans and diets and foods that works for you. And I would go to the gym every day after work. I'd be in the gym for 2 or 3 hours, probably first thing in the morning. And then when I get home, it was what I knew. It was everything that I had grown up doing, running and lifting weights. So I would go into the gym and people would ask me for my help. And in the moment, I would just give them help. Okay, you need to put your feet like this for a squat. You need to do this for a pull-up. Or if you're trying to lose some belly fat, this is what you have to do. And I realized that I was spending time and energy and effort and giving of myself in a place that I felt at home, and I felt like it wasn't work, and I felt very fulfilled doing it. And I realized that that's really what my calling was. And people started offering to pay me for my help. Well, let me just come work out with you, and I'll pay you. You can train me. Never even considered it. I said that's pretty smart. So when I started taking on clients, I was still working, pretty much full time. My mom has a nonprofit organization, so I was working with her doing operations and just helping her set up business, set up your standard operating procedures, things like that. I decided to make the jump and make personal training really my full-time thing. It was just something that I just loved doing. I did that for about 2 years, like on and off, like part-time. When I made the jump and I made the leap and I stepped out on faith and it became full-time, I began training probably 10, 15 clients a week, which 10 or 15 hours a week isn't a lot of hours, but when you're giving of yourself and you're speaking to people and you're putting out a lot of effort, it does take up a lot of time. It does take up a lot of energy, but that's the beautiful thing about working for yourself. You don't have to grind it out for 40 hours a week. You can put in the 15, 20, 30 hours a week. Because the other stuff does come into it. The administrative stuff does come into it. You have to write plans, you have to respond to emails, you have to do marketing, you have to do all those other things. So that time does come into play. And I think that's something that continues to develop, especially with social media, especially with the advances that we have in technology and things like that. But once I decided to make it my full-time gig, I began growing, and people began recognizing me in the gyms, the different gyms that I was at, and people started reaching out to me. And all of the clients that I received were really through word of mouth. And even to this day, it's really through word of mouth. I hardly do a lot of marketing only because I keep a short roster of clients. I think that you have to have a certain level of discretion when you're working one-on-one with people. You have to really kind of filter out the people who are really serious versus the people who are just trying to take you for your time and your information. They want to get a couple of sessions.
People want to date you too.
Well, the guy coming in town, show me how to squat.
Yeah, to beat them up.
You gotta come a little bit tougher than that.
I can see that happening.
No, when I go into the gym and I'm training, I keep my hat down low, put my earplugs in, and I'm, focused. But it's something that I really enjoy, and it's something that I enjoy teaching people. I teach my clients about education, not just showing you how to squat or making you do a couple of push-ups, because in the end, if we ever stop working together, I want you to know how to do these things on your own. And it's just something that I really enjoy doing. More so than that, I've come into this new world of working one-on-one with people and working with groups of people, and this life of yoga and wellness versus just fitness and exercise. And that's really my baby these days. So even though I have a special place in my heart for my training, my personal training, I've been using that more for my own personal advancement as a competitor. And I've been spending a lot more time with the yoga. So I'm a power yoga.
So do you do the meditation?
I do meditation. I do. So it's an ongoing progress. It's something that you really have to work at. Because of my natural inclination to just be all over the place. I'm very energetic, and I always have been since I was a kid. Sitting still, meditating, being quiet for so long. I'll sit in meditation for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and forget that I'm sitting there because I'm thinking, oh, I have to write that plan, or I have to, contact this person, or oh, I wonder what shoes I'm gonna go, what new shoes are gonna come out, or oh, I never sent that email. Your mind starts racing. But it's a lot better these days since I found yoga. I was introduced to yoga. Well, I stepped into the world of yoga when I was going through a really deep, dark depression. And that depression came because I didn't have vision at the time. I felt like I had done the things that I wanted to do. And this was probably about 4 years ago. And I still wasn't fulfilled. I still wasn't happy. I still wasn't. There was something that was still gnawing at me. There was something that was just amiss, and I just gave yoga a try because I said I can't say that I don't like it if I've never tried it. So I tried it, I loved it, and power yoga is really the thing. So there are 100 types of yoga. There's gentle yoga, there's meditative yoga, there's hot yoga, there's Bikram yoga. There's a million types of yoga. The yoga that I practice is similar to a Bikram, but it's very different in the sense of the movements are connected. It's vinyasa. It's more like a dance flow. So we call it meditation in motion. We connect the asanas from one breath to the next. So you're constantly flowing, and then you get a chance to sit and pause and hold, and you feel all of the energy that's dispersed through your body from all of those moments and breaths of movement to now being still and being in one place and being rooted and being grounded. And I just love the balance that brings to people who are moving and going, shakers and doers. And then, now you have roots under your feet and you're still, So the studio that I train out of is Shine Power Yoga, and that's in Maple Shade. It's literally maybe 7 minutes from the Cherry Hill Mall. We have a couple of locations, but it's my baby because I've taken on a more personalized role with it. I work one-on-one with people who, need individual help, who may be a little intimidated to go into a studio or a classroom full of people and do yoga because they've never done it before. Right. So that one-on-one assistance and that one-on-one approach has just been a blessing for me, because I may be speaking to someone who's coming to me for help, but we both get therapized in the process, because everybody has their insights, So I'll be speaking to a client and they're giving me information. They could be older, they could be younger. We could be, people of the same age or the same season, but I think we all go through life and we all have different experiences, and I can't negate your experiences. I can't say your experiences are easier than mine or harder than mine, or, we're from two different places and worlds, because we're all one, we're all part of the same universe, right? We're all stardust when it comes down to it. So we're part of each other, and that's the one thing that I really love about yoga, is that it promotes unity, and it promotes togetherness, and it promotes acceptance, and it promotes patience, and it promotes self-love. Coming from the inner city, you have this hard outer shell that you can't show emotion, you can't show vulnerability, you can't show fear, you can't show I don't know, because you'll be taken advantage of, or you'll be stepped on, or you'll be beaten down, or you'll be forgotten about. It's the squeaky wheel that gets the oil kind of thing, right? So you have to speak up for what you want. And with yoga, I think it brings the more human nature to this existence that we're living in. And I've been using that a lot, even in my training, as a competitor, as a competitor, and as someone who goes into the gym and has this gritted out and grinded out perspective. I go in and it's almost like the personas change. I can come back to my breath. I get under a heavy set and I'm shaking and I'm about to lose it, and maybe I shouldn't have lifted this heavy. My ego has to take a step back, and I have to pause. I have to breathe through it. And I've probably beaten all of my like best lifts in the 3 years that I've become a yoga instructor, because it just gets to something a little bit deeper. It's not necessarily just religion. You know, I think we all have our own religions, you know, our faith-based practices, but when it comes down to spirituality and connecting with another soul or another spirit, or understanding the energies that are in our bodies, it's just something that speaks to you on a more organic level.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't have to, you know, praise the same God, you know, in order to practice yoga. You know, you have to be willing to be next to someone and breathe the same air as someone.
I love that.
You know, and be in the room with the same heat as someone. You know, and that's it. You
Yeah.
know, so that's something that has really been driving my career late years. I started yoga in 2012. It was the end of 2012. I've been with the same yoga studio for about 2.5 years now. I also teach at Lifetime Fitness, which is that big, you know, mega gym that just opened up in Mount Laurel.
You mean that?
Yeah.
Yes, I knew you would be there.
Yeah, it's an amazing place, and an accomplishment that I was just made aware of is that out of all of the 4,000 group fitness instructors, I'm in the top 50 of all the instructors in the country, out of all of the gyms. For attendance and for, you know, comments and people with feedback and things like that. So they've ranked their instructors. And as someone who's pretty new in the world of yoga, I think I take that as a big accomplishment. It's a big blessing, because I know that I'm touching people. If anyone is ever interested in practicing yoga, if you want to give it a shot and you don't necessarily maybe want to make that investment initially, you just need to know what it's about. Right here at the Cherry Hill Mall, there's a Lululemon store. That is like the big yoga, you know, store, right? That's the brand for most yogis. Every Sunday they do a Sunday salutations. And that's one of the poses that we do in yoga, you know, sun salutations. But it's really just putting your body in different shapes. They invite different yoga teachers from all over the area to come in and host a yoga session. So like for 60 minutes, you literally come in, you bring a mat, or they will let you borrow a mat, and you know, can introduce yourself to yoga. You can try it out and see what you like. And all different styles of yoga come in and, you know, present themselves. So I'm actually one of the brand ambassadors for Lululemon. I'll be featured in one of their like product releases, and I'm doing that photo shoot next week. So I'm excited about that. So if you guys ever have an opportunity to stop into the store, make sure that you come in.
What time do you start usually?
Usually it's 9:30, so the Sunday salutations every Sunday morning, 9:30. It's really before the mall opens, but you can still get in. You know, the entrances will be open, but if you come into the store, the Lululemon store, you know, all shapes, all sizes, all body types, colors, sexes, it doesn't matter. Just come in and like move, right? That's really the big thing when it comes to fitness and wellness, is moving and staying moving. You ask any 70-plus-year-old person who's in good health, and it's, you know, movement that keeps them young, you know, movement and just going and keeping your mind, you know, always seeking and looking and questioning things. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to share that with you. So if you have any questions, feel free, you know, to tap me on the shoulder. I have my card, so if you know, would like some contact information, you can reach out.
Great.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
love it.
Awesome.
See here, and I'm just loving the real essence of people sharing their stories, because you know, living the life that you want, that's what you're doing, being an entrepreneur. Naturally, I was an entrepreneur before, and I went back and forth, and I think that we shouldn't beat ourselves up. We should just always follow our heart and like follow your essence about what you really want to do. And I think that's so courageous of just having that passion of who you are. And you talked a lot about your experiences and how you felt inside, and the real essence of how you feel it. So part of being an entrepreneur is knowing how you have to face the world. You know, we have to face the world, and we're in a big image country here. You know, it's because I'm from England, and we're kind of a little bit more laid back. So when I came to the United States, I was so intimidated by people. I couldn't believe it. People would sell themselves when they meet me. You know, like you know, it was like such a big culture shock. but I just had to adjust myself, you know, because when I met people, people tend to, it's part of the culture, like you sell yourself at that time, like this is who I am, and I've got a degree, I'm going here, I'm doing this, doing that, that's the culture. Well, in England, we don't really ask you what you do, we kind of get to know you first. So for me, I had to really adjust to that. Because I used to say, I'm a makeup artist, how much do you charge? Can we have a cup of tea? You know what I mean? So, and part of that, is communication and knowing your audience and know where you want to go. So image is a big part of this. So knowing who you are, what do you want to portray, it depends on your audience too. Because when we get up in the morning, we have to think about, I don't know, who actually thinks about what clothes they're going to put on before, in the morning, or get it ready the night before? Good. Okay, you do. That's amazing.
I'll pick my yoga leggings out the night before.
That's really being organized. That to me, I think you're on that path of like, this is my day. Let me get organized in the morning, because it takes a lot. Really, it's hard work getting dressed in the morning, right? And if you try to get up in the morning and say, what am I going to wear today, and you're running around and the alarm's clocking you like 10 minutes late, you're just throwing things on, it kind of starts your day wrong, So I think that you have to really, really, really think about, what's your day going to be ahead of time? If you're going to be, who you meeting? If you're meeting clients, then are you meeting people after work? And so that's why you have to kind of think about your wardrobe style and what clothes that you should have in your wardrobe. So it's easier for you to go from, day into evening. So when you're buying something, have you ever bought, you go in a store and you go, oh my God, that outfit is calling my name. I know that's for me, right? And you put that outfit on and it's not calling your name ever again. Why do you think that? Why do you think that doesn't call your name anymore? I know it's happened to you before. What do you think it is?
Your body,
Could be your body, your body type, What else?
Just the overall vibe of it, if you're comfortable in it, if it falls right on, on your body.
The
colors go
The
right
color
with your
is,
skin.
so color is a big thing.
Right.
Because a lot of people, it's really knowing what colors work for you too, your undertone, your skin tone, your hair. Because the darker hair that you have, the more contrast that you can wear. So if you have, the girls with dark hair can wear, like Pam over here.
I wear everything.
Yeah. She's wearing black and white. She's wearing black and white, so that's great, because if you have dark hair, it means you can take the depth. You know what I mean? You can wear two dark colors together, and you can wear a bright because you have that depth, So the lighter the hair that you have to go like medium contrast. And you have to know your undertone too. So undertone means what color your skin is. So a lot of times, I think I'm like more warm, So more golden tone to your skin. I think you're more golden, maybe. So some people, you're like neutral, I think, Pam, right? Do both. So it's knowing your undertone and your skin tone, because what happens is when you put clothes on, a lot of times the colors are not right for you. So knowing your colors, and you'll learn that when you go through makeup as well, makes a big difference. So don't be frightened of color, it makes a really, really big difference. Another thing I wanted just to share was that when you buy an item, okay, you have to think, you look at your wardrobe, can I wear, let's say take an example, can I wear this, let's give her a round of applause. So, when you look at her, can she wear, how many times of this outfit do you think she can wear, how many occasions? Just shout out to some.
5.
5, give me an example.
The jacket with a pair of jeans, take off the jacket and take the shirt out.
Which is good, what occasions are you're doing more accessorizing?
Okay, so work.
Yes.
After work.
Yes.
Work, after work, and
You could do church.
Business,
and that, business. I don't know about the jean skirt. I'm from the corporate world, so I know that.
Yeah.
But she can take. Well, you said not so she can take her shoes off.
But you're doing great. Well done.
Yeah.
So you have to think about the power of the item. can this item, you look at this item and you're going to say to it, can I wear this item for 3 different occasions, okay? 1. 2, can I accessorize this item in 3 different ways? And can I wear it with 3 different things? When you really think about those things, because a lot of the time, 80% of our wardrobe, we only wear 20% of the time. Because we buy things and we don't wear it again, or we don't wear it enough, and you have to get power for your money. So that's kind of really crucial. So whatever your salary is, you should do at least probably 10% of your year's salary on your working wardrobe. Okay, it gives you things. So you may do more, you may not, depends on your, so you have to work that out. So that will give you a guideline of how much money you should be spending, and then whatever that is, go like in half, or like for winter or spring. So you want to feel like what you're going to invest into. You know, to invest into quality 2-piece. It's not about quantity. It's like having neutrals, mix and match what you can wear.
What about weekend
so like
wardrobe?
you
How
said,
much should you spend on weekend?
anything you Well, again, it's like you're building up your wardrobe and your foundation. So what do you usually buy weekly? What do you usually buy?
Depends on what you do on the weekends too.
Yeah, because I'm in the corporate world, I'm
Yeah.
wearing suits and dresses Monday to Friday. When the weekend comes,
Yes.
I'm like, you know, this or dress pant, I mean not dress pant, jeans, or a jacket or a jean dress, or different, like a jumpsuit, anything outside of corporate. So I'm buying 2 things. I'm buying, when I go out and I see a sale, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's for the weekend. My friends always teach me, say, oh yeah, what's that's for the weekend, that's for work.
So it sounds like me, you're building up more of your casual wardrobe and your outdoor.
Yes.
Sounds like you have a lot of your corporate world, but you can intermix, like you said, you can't wear this skirt. It depends on casual.
Right,
so
but I can do it on
stores,
casual Fridays.
Fridays,
That's
yes,
what I
it's
want to
casual
say.
Fridays. But this you can go out with, you can do it casual Fridays, and it depends, she's a fitness person, so this is great outfit. She's meeting clients, meeting new clients, she's going to be doing a presentation like she did today. It's not intimidating. It looks very chic, but it's also approachable. You know what I mean? So again, you've got to think about things that, you know, what kind of work you're doing. So the more authority work you do, the more formal. Which means you're going to be wearing more suits, you're going to usually wear more darker colors, more neutrals, dress shoes, and a jacket, always have a jacket. That's more corporate. But if you're in a creative world, you can really mix and match and do more color and more things, because people want to, because they won't think you're creative, you know what I mean? You have to feel comfortable. So could you imagine having a judge wearing a pink cloak? It wouldn't work, would it? Right? Sitting there with a pink cloak, I'm going to, you know, take me seriously. That's why you see, when you see people with dark, and you see, you know, police with dark, it means authority. You know what I mean? So again, when you're wearing dark colors, you've got to remember, even like we wear black because it's meant for work, that's our uniform in New York, is very chic and black. But it's in the fashion world, it's different message than authority. Do you know what I mean? So you have to think about that as well, the colors and where you are in your workforce, you know? So just think about your wardrobe of what image you want to present, okay? But I love this item because this is all Ralph Lauren, and again, you can make this go to different occasions. Turn around and see. Now, how do you feel? Because you never usually dress up, so how do you feel in that? Would that be something that you could wear?
I know, I love that.
Yeah, so denim is a really big focus in spring now. So you should really go out and get a really good denim skirt or trousers or a jacket, or we have dresses. And if you look around the room, we have a lot of denim, and even the blue looks really, really good. If you look around the world. So great. So you feel that's great? I feel very good. So
Here comes another gentleman.
Oh wow!
I just thought that was a great segue. Because you said, as far as, you know, picking the item to wear with 2 different or 3 different occasions.
Yes.
The dress, I wouldn't usually wear a dress.
Yes.
You know, I just
So
because
stepping out your comfort zone, right?
Yeah, you know, I have no
That
real
gives us
purpose,
adorable
no purpose
on you.
to our dress, but unless we're going to like church or like, you know, out for a formal, not even a formal thing, but something that, you know, you need to
Little
get a
dress
little bit
up,
more
yeah,
dressed
like a
up,
shower
right.
or a wedding or
Totally,
something.
you know, a wedding shower. I just had a couple of wedding showers and baby showers and things like that. But this is a really comfortable look, and I kept the sneakers just because, you kind of want to funk it up a little bit, as you said earlier. There's a little paint splatter here, which I really, I like the jean jacket, but, for the spring, if you're going to do the denim, like you have the denim skirt, which is awesome with the jacket. I think that's great. So it's an awesome kind of switch.
So you feel comfortable with that?
I totally
So you
feel
would wear it
comfortable.
now, so you would wear a dress with a denim jacket now. You feel
Totally.
like, yeah. So this is a nice cool look, right?
Very nice.
Yeah, and so she can even, and so this dress is so universal. This kind of A-line dress suits everybody's figure, no matter what build you are, like a wrap dress or an A-line dress suits everybody. It's very comfortable.
Which
gets
that's
your
also a
silhouette.
challenge for me and for people in the fitness industry because, I'm a little more broad, or if you are athletic, or if you're just a stocky person or someone with all the different shapes. You have broad shoulders or a broad chest or a tiny waist. I find it really difficult to find jeans that fit because I have great legs, like
That's a big
style
part.
legs, but like
Yeah.
the waist is like tiny, so then you have this weird fit in the waist. Or even my tops, my tops are bigger than my bottoms because I have a broader shoulder, broader back. So it's, it's sort of difficult. So like you said, when you go in, that outfit might be calling your name, but then you put it on and you're like, this does not call my name. It's not.
So this is, I love that. So this is what I wanted to introduce my partner, Veronica. Come on, Veronica. So Veronica is an amazing stylist. She's been here 9 years and she has an amazing bulk. So what I love this about empowering people. So image is a really big thing. So we want to empower you on your image. Me and Veronica, we have a free service here. It's free. So we'll help you get the best price, find the items that you will need. So I would love it if each of you could, make an appointment with both of us, and we can help you build the wardrobe you want. Especially now, all of you, I know that you're going into the working wardrobe and you're trying to build your wardrobe in your career. It's a nice way of, because you need empowering this image is most important. When you walk in the room, the first thing they do is look at what you look like, okay? Because,
And you only get one first
it's like
impression,
a trainer.
unfortunately.
Like when you came in, both of you know that you're a trainer because you're so fit. That's big. So when you haven't met a person before, and Eric was saying we're going to have 2 ladies that fitness. So I had in my mind, okay, this lady's going to be fitness. I had before I met them. So when I came in, I'm like, wow, pow, you know what I mean? So as you know, that's what they do. Do you know what I mean? So they're sending that message. You know what I mean? So whatever you want to convey comes through your clothes and your image, and so. I hate to say it, people make first impressions of others all the time. So before you even open your mouth, they figure you out. What economics you are, where you're from. Like you said about being from Camden, they have all these issues because you're from Camden, and then they think about another thing already. So you really, really, really thinking about what you want to convey, when you're meeting these people. It's very, very important what kind of message you want to send, like a silent message. Okay, and then the next thing would be is they don't listen to your words as much, believe it or not. When you work in professions, like when you meet somebody, you go, hello, how are you, my name is Susan. Okay, so a lot of times they don't even hear your name. We never remember people's name, do we? We always get introduced to people and say, what's that girl's name? Because what happens is 30 seconds, but you remember their image. But you also remember their voice. Sometimes they have a squeaky voice. Like I have an accent, people are like, don't listen to what it says, they just say, where does that girl come from? Where does that girl come from? Lady I'll be talking forever. And I'll be thinking like, is she from the West Indies? Is she from Australia? Is she from South Africa? They're not taking any knows what I'm saying. Because they're trying to figure it out, you know what I mean? So that's another thing about your voice as well. When you want to make a message, have a very clear voice, okay? But Veronica, do you want to add your expertise on imaging and your experience?
I think I asked both the models this today. I mean, I find myself asking the question, after they're in something, are you comfortable?
Yes.
That really is important also,
Yes.
to be comfortable in what you're wearing. And, clothes should make you feel good. You should be able to look forward tomorrow, I want to wear this outfit. And I just think that's really, really important to feel good about it.